This homework will get you introduced to the first few problems on your hands-on equation lesson 6 assignment. If you have the page we started yesterday, you will have a couple things written down here about tests and retesting, and you should also have some examples. The other thing to notice is we wrote the date for Monday, October 29th at the top, but this assignment officially goes in as October 30th, 2018. So you either want to add this date, or if you're creating a new page, make sure that you use today's date, October 30th, 2018. So we went through A, B, and C yesterday, and we were learning how to do parentheses with hands-on equations. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, and I'm going to record number 1 from the first side of your homework sheet. Two times the quantity x plus 3 equals 10. Okay. So I'm going to begin by making my line for my scale, my t-chart here. And what we learned yesterday was that this number right here tells us how many times we're going to repeat the information that's inside of here. Yesterday I had a highlighter and I was saying anything within the parentheses gets repeated 2 times and anything else does not get repeated 2 times. So when I repeat what's inside 2 times, that means that I'm going to make an x and a 3 and an x and on the right side, we've just got 10. Now what I like to do at this point is actually take my original problem and kind of do a little cover-up. You can do that with a note card, you can do that with your finger and just cover this up. It can be confusing sometimes to look at the original problem. So I want to cover that up so that I can just focus on my triangles and my number cubes. I don't want to get worried that I'm missing something because I don't have any parentheses or anything like that. So I've got that covered up, and I'm going to then start looking at what I've got to get rid of. I have 2 triangles on this side, but none on this side. So I can't get rid of that. But I do have 3 and 3 on this side, which together add up to 6. So I'm going to take 6 off the left side, and then I'm going to take 6 off the right side. When I do that, 10 take away 6 still leaves me with 4. So if I'm going to be really professional and do a rewrite, I've got 2 triangles equal 4, which means 1 triangle is equal to 2. Now when I go back and I do my check, what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace each of my triangles with a 2. So I'm going to say this is 2 and this is 2. And so if I add up what I had on the left side, I'm going to add 2. If a triangle is 2, this will be 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 plus 3 is 10. The left side, if my triangles are 2, weighs 10. Well, on the right side, when I began my problem, the only thing I had was a 10. So that also weighs 10. So my check works out. 10 equals 10. We're going to jump down to number 3. It's okay if your problems are out of order on your assignment. We're going to try this one. It's pretty similar. We're going to make our scale. And just like last time, I'm going to highlight my parentheses so I know which items I'm going to be repeating. As I take a look at number 3, I know that I need to repeat 2 times the information that's inside the parentheses. So what's inside the parentheses now is 2x plus 1. And I need to do that again 2 times because this number is 2, so I'll repeat it one more time. 2x plus 1. So that's the only thing on the left side. On the right side, I don't have any parentheses. I just have 3x plus 8, so I'll make 3 triangles and an 8. So the first thing that most people do is take away triangles. And I notice that on each side, I have 3 on this side, and I have enough to take away 3 on the other side. So I'm going to do that all at one time. I'm going to take away 3 triangles from the right side, and then I'm going to take away 3 triangles on the left side. Okay. I'm going to do a rewrite because it's a little bit sloppy. And what I've got left on the left-hand side is 1 triangle. And then I'm going to take my 1 plus 1 and combine it into 2. Remember, we're always adding when we translate into triangles and number cubes. So I know that this means 1 plus 1, and I can record that as a 2. On the right-hand side, I've got an 8. So the only thing I have left to do is to take 2 off each side. I've got numbers on each side. There's 2 over here, and I have more than 2 over here. So I can take away all the numbers from the left. I can take 2 off of the left. And then I can also take 2 off of the right. But if I take 2 away from 8, I still have leftovers. I have 6. Because there's nothing else here but a triangle and a 6, that means the value of my triangle is 6. The last problem we'll do together today is number 10. So number 10 has some of those subtraction right in the middle, and I think that was one that a lot of people weren't practicing very actively, and I want to make sure you know how to do it. So I'm making my T-chart, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to create one of those squares again that allows me to kind of go item by item. Okay, allows me to go item by item and record what I have. So for this problem, it begins with 4 x's. I'm going to go draw those out. And the next thing I'm going to do is to move this over and see what comes next. Well, this next part says that I'm supposed to take away 2 x's. Instead of actually writing minus and creating some triangles here, I'm going to follow directions on the left side here. For the left side setup, it says make 4 x's and then take 2 x's away. So I'm going to go right ahead and take 2 of my x's away right away. If I move this over, the next thing it tells me to do is to add a regular plane 3. So I'm going to do that. Okay. I'm going to go over, I've got my middle here. Now I'm going to focus only on the right side. On the right side, it says make 2 x's, so I will. Actually going to stack them on this side so I have some room. Now I'm going to add another 2 x's. And then I'm going to subtract an x according to this. So that means I'm going to take my orange color again, and from the x's I've already made, I'm going to go ahead and take 1 away. That means that when I solve this, what I'll be starting with is what's left over after those subtractions. I'm going to start with 2 x's on the left. I'm going to rewrite those just to be neat. And a 3. And I have 3 x's on the right. I see that on the left side I've got 2 that I can take away, 2 x's, 2 triangles, and I can also take away 2 on the right. So I'm going to do that right away. And it looks like my triangle is valued at 3. So I'm going to go back on this one and do the check. And if I believe my triangle is 3, that means I should be able to go back to my original problem. Now here's the hard part. My original problem, remember, told me to take away these first 2 x's. And my original problem told me to take away this x. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to just replace the 3 where my remaining triangles were in my original setup. And what it looks like I have on the left side, 3 plus 3 plus 3, which is 9. And on the right side, I've also got 3 plus 3 plus 3, which is 9. So my check works out. 9 equals 9. Go ahead and finish the rest of your assignment. It's okay if your problems are out of order on your paper if you followed along.